Greg Marcus here with RhinoTech. We're in our Eagan, Minnesota Manufacturing Distribution Center. I brought Jesse in, or he came in, flew in this morning from Parts Unknown. We're just using his last name since he didn't want anyone to know really who he is. You know, I'm not sure exactly why, if the feds are after you, or the police, or just the women in general.
Prefer not to get into it, to tell you the truth.
Okay, well then we'll just move right along. He's here to go through some training. He's setting up a fabric decorating facility. Again, we can't tell you where at this point. So we're going to work with some of our transfer papers. The first one we wanted to take a look at is SingleJet. Mm-hmm. SingleJet is a paper where we print our image out. It's printed with an Inkjet printer, such as this image as an example. The paper comes in 8.5 by 11 and 11/17. We're using a Epson 1430 printer, and the reason we like that is, first of all, it's a pigment-based printer, but secondly, it'll go up to a 13 by 19 inch format, cool. Which is great because it gives us a lot of flexibility in the sizes that we can do. What we've done is printed our image out. We actually did it 2 up, so we were saving on the paper usage. We've trimmed it with the simple scissors, and at this point we take this product and we're going to print it onto the shirt. The first thing, however, is we need to line our shirt up. What we like to do is, if you use the collar here on the post, we're centered left to right. Just make sure that you have about the same amount hangover on each side. At that point, we're going to give it a short 10-second press, and that will take out the wrinkles and moisture and so forth. So why don't you grab that?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so we'll make sure we have this where we want it. Now, a lot of people will ask, how far where do I position it from where the neckline is? The easiest way is basically, if you take your palm and put it there, that's about how far down generally you're going to end up putting it on your shirt. We line it up left to right. Excuse my back. And we're going to press this for 16 seconds. Let's go ahead and give it a shot at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're using a medium pressure for this. So this will take another 7 seconds. And at this point, once it's opened up, we want to do a hot peel right away. So why don't you go ahead and grab it in the corner. Mm-hmm. You can pull it down if you want. That's how easy this is. It just peels just like butter. Everything on the paper transfers off onto the surface of your shirt. At this point, what we want to do is you take it, we put it back into the press. Doesn't have to be all the way in, just underneath the heat. We use parchment paper. Parchment paper can actually be purchased at your local supermarket in the baking department in a roll, or sheets are available. And we're going to press that again for 10 seconds. What that's doing, Jess, is that when we've peeled it back, we're pulling up against the grain. Mm-hmm. And so what we want to do is make sure that we embed it back into the fiber of the shirt. And that'll give it a lot more durability in its washing and so forth. Peel that off. We now have our shirt. Pretty simple, hey?
Awesome, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The nice thing about this too, it has a really nice hand. It has some stretchability. It doesn't get really heavy and thick on the shirt. It's great for a lot of applications, but remember that with an inkjet, you're looking at white shirts, light colored shirts such as a very light gray, and some of your pastels.
Okay.
Otherwise, what's going to happen is the color gets absorbed into the shirt if it's a dark shirt, and you're just going to lose the image on here.
Absolutely.
So, simple enough?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take a little break here for a second, then we're going to run through it, but Jesse's going to do all the steps in this particular case. Okay?
Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay, great. Okay, we're back at it, trying to give you a little bit more of a close-up. And again, this is SingleJet, meaning it's printed with a inkjet printer, and it's a one-step process. Something that you should be aware of when you're working with a inkjet is that you want to print those, and then you want to let them sit for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Make sure that ink is thoroughly dry on the surface. Otherwise, you're going to encapsulate it between the transfer and the sheet itself, or the shirt, I should say.
Just lining it up here so we got it center. Gonna bring it around, flatten it out, 10 seconds.
Yep, and again, that's going to take the moisture out of the shirt, but as well as any potential wrinkles that you may have.
Got it right there. Line this up.
Yeah, about a palm's distance from the collar, something like that. It varies a little. Also depends on the size of the shirt that you're working with.
Then it's 16 seconds at 350 Fahrenheit.
That is correct. "16 seconds seems so long when you're sitting just waiting, doesn't it?
Day to day, it's not so much, but in this situation, I'm excited to see what the shirt looks like. And pull it up, and the immediate hot peel.
Correct. Yep.
You got it right there. Everything's come off. Gonna flatten it out again. Put the parchment paper over it for another 10 seconds to bake that in. Make sure that it sticks right well and through a few washes, quite a few washes.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up, because when you're washing these kinds of shirts, what you always want to do is turn them inside out. And then if you're going to use them in a dryer, make it at low temp, and you'll have a long durability.
And there we go.
Now that is a nice looking shirt.
Awesome.
Great.
Thanks.
Okay. You've learned how to do one whole process already.
Very cool.
You're almost in business.
Almost.
Okay. Well, thank you for everyone for watching. You know where to find us on our YouTube channel, or you can take a look at our website. You can always get there from there. Thank you, and until next time. As you know, Jesse's in for our training, and we've done 2 different shirts, 2 different looks completely with our SingleJet. The one in your left hand, Jess?
Yeah, so this was the straight trim across there. You see it's got that nice clean line, really fits for this square design, square print, versus the larger scale one we have here. We did that tear around the edges, so you've kind of got this nice edge right along here, so that it's got a little bit more of a natural aesthetic, kind of blends in where this piece wouldn't make as much sense to just be a perfectly square, clean cut around the edges. So that gives it a nice aesthetic, a little bit artsier.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.